Hello Bard haters, and welcome to another fine We Hate Bards Let's Play. I'm Ben, and this is more Pokemon LeafGreen Nuzlocke Randomizer. Last time we met a weird person who apparently has a teleporter, for reasons. Well, whatever, let's just kind of make our way out of here, talk to these people. Yo, how you doing? Oh, talking about a date spot, that's cool. Well, I don't know if my character really has anyone he can date. I mean, I was also almost the leader of Team Rocket there for a little bit, but never mind. Apparently I can't. Actually, would you like to date me? There are no Clefairies in Mount Moon this time around. At least I didn't see any. I'll have to go back and watch the footage. Maybe there was one there. Alright, fine. Let's stop putting this off. We have to get this done eventually. Let's get past him. We're going to have to. This is like a plot area. And I don't plan to cheat and use the walk-through walls thing to get me to different places, so we're gonna have to. And I think he's still gonna have Eevee and all these other ones. We might as well get the Pokedex data, like so. Because the basic plan for this part is now to get down to Vermillion City. We're probably not gonna get on the SS Anne, but at least if we can get down to Vermillion City. We might be able to do a little bit of stuff down there. The other thing I need to do is I need to restock a little bit, because I had to use a couple of items last time. The other thing I want to do before I forget, because otherwise I will. We all know that I'll forget, because I don't pay attention to things well. So we're going to buy another potion to replace the one I used. And antidotes seem to be... There we go. We're going to buy a crap ton of those, because I can deal with being paralyzed, I can deal with being asleep, I can even deal with burns, like, if I just escape. Actually, I'll wait till later for those. Poison's the one thing I cannot deal with, because it does damage over time, rather than only in battle. And, of course, these people won't move, or this cop won't move until after we've... I think you have to both defeat Misty and go across the... I know you definitely have to go across the Nugget Bridge before he'll let you pass. But I think you have to defeat Misty as well. Yep, they broke a hole in this dude's house. And I'm curious, because I know he'll give us TM28, but I think the randomizer applies to that as well, so TM28 isn't going to be Dig on this occasion. Hitmontop! Oh, I forgot I still had Slowpoke out. Well, that's no big deal. Hitmontop's a fighting type, and we have a Psychic. That's not going to be even a fair fight. Gyarados! Speaking of which, that's a Pokemon I'd like to have at some point, is Gyarados. Alright, so he'll give us TM28, which on this particular occasion is Metal Claw! That's actually a really good move. It's a Steel type, and it does quite a lot of damage. And, yeah, I didn't do 100% compatibility, so this is who can actually use it. And I'm going to save it up till I get up, because none of the Pokemon that I'm planning on keeping around for a while can use it. So I'm probably just going to hold on to that for the minute. Uh-oh. Hang on a second. Okay. Sorry, I still have that stupid pop-up every once in a while where it tells me Windows isn't genuine, even though it is. Alright, so we have one more. We now have another area we can catch Pokemon. It's right down here in these areas of grass. So, actually, I'll Slowpoke out, or do I want... You know what? I might actually use... Actually, what's Slowpoke's attack and defense? I might keep him out then, in that case, and just have him tackle whatever the hell I come across here. An Explode? What the hell's an Explode? Okay, let's Pokeball this thing before it gets any worse. What the hell kind of... What typing would Explode even have? Okay. What else is here? Okay. He leveled up, and I think... Ooh, he's about to learn Confusion! Yes! Sweet. That is one thing I'd really like Slowpoke to just know as standard. Fusion's a really good move. And I'm actually going to swap this out for Zapdos again, just because I need... Zapdos is my... I don't think there's anything else in there I even care about, because I can't catch it anyway. And there's going to be a level up spot later on. Alright, down here to the underground path. And here we are in this new area. And once again, I'm about to get a chance to use Zigzagoon, because that way if he dies, I won't care. A Drowsy, huh? Ugh. Not great. Let's use the Pokeball. Nickname to capture Drowsy? Nah. I'll just have it. And now, oh no, we can put Slowpoke out and use him and like have Zapdos just, because there are lots of enemies here. Whismer. We can get Slowpoke level up a bit more. Yes, and do the same again. One of these days Zapdos is going to need to learn like Drill Peck and Thunder, because that's what he knows. Or Thunderbolt would be really nice. Apparently for Alligator, fine. And Zapdos come out again. To zap him with things. Slowpoke. He's getting a lot of HP, but he's not getting much of anything else. And we can fight both of these guys. Tempting. Let's try it. Onyx Harden. And I almost one-hit killed him. Brilliant! Slowpoke's getting useful now. And Shroomish. Let's use let's use Kadabra. Who's now paralyzed, so that sucks. Yeah, that was not ideal. And I don't know if Kadabra is a backup. Well, I mean, I technically do, but when they're paralyzed, that... Actually, you know what? I have Gligar. What's his name? I know I called him Glalie. Glalie is his name. I called him Meta Knight for reasons, but Glalie. I have Glalie as another backup to Zapdos, so if I need to, and actually I do need to, because I remember he, what's his nuts is vulnerable to ice. Dragon types are apparently, and he got paralyzed as well and took some damage from that. So now Slowpoke's 19. Glalie did not level up, so this isn't going spectacularly. How much to his next level? 942. I mean, he's level 19. He's not in terrible condition. Switch and put it. Yeah, let's just get to Vermillion, so that way I have an easy Pokemon Center to get back to if I need to. Alright, I think he's not affected by flying types, so we'll just use electric. There we go. Wow, he is really getting powerful. He still hasn't learned Thunder or Drill Peck. I'm going to have to double check and see when he actually learns that. I mean, I could teach him Thunder right now if I really wanted to. I have a TM for it. Mantine. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Alright, now... Pokemon Center. We also might as well just get this. Because he'll give me a fishing pole. Yes, I am going to count this as, I'm going to count the water as, like, a different area as well. So this is water in a new area, and I can totally abuse that now that I think about it. Most people probably wouldn't, but I'm not most people. I'm going to do it once right now just for the sake of it. And my Pokemon are all... yeah, I should probably put in Zigzagoon just so I don't lose, or just so I don't accidentally kill whatever it is I find. Let's see, key items. Old Rod. Let's use the Old Rod. There's a Pokemon on the hook. What am I about to catch? An Umbreon. Well, I'm going to kill it, too. Or maybe not. Pokeball, go! Fuck! Try it again! Okay! Capture an Umbreon. Nah. Umbreon's not really worth it. I'll switch to a level 5 Umbreon. I mean, he's Dark type, and that's kind of cool, but what the heck? Pokemon Fan Club. Oh yes, we can get a bike voucher here. Might as well grab that. Yeah, we're gonna skip your entire stupid conversation. I don't care about you. Well, that always Pikachu. I thought that was a Jigglypuff. That might also just be the original version. It might have been meant to be a Pikachu, and they just couldn't do it because of graphical limitations. Anyway, I have a bike voucher, so I can go back and I probably won't ever use a bike voucher. Oh, here's another thing I can do, because I have a ton of money now from buying... What? Seriously? I could have sworn there were Great Balls here. I could have sworn that that was a thing. Apparently... Yeah, apparently there are no Great Balls here. I really could use those at some point. Because the Pokeballs are going to start getting less and less effective. Ah, yes! There's 2 new areas. I realize there's 2 new areas we can go to, fight enemies and catch things. So let's go ahead and heal everyone up. Might also be about to lose Zigzagoon, because if I remember, one of them has some pretty powerful enemies in it. It's not this one, though. Crap. Okay. Well, let's just deal with this quick. Again, seriously, what typings are Minun and Plusle? I have no idea. Are you freaking kidding me? Did I just pick up a fucking stick? Oh, it's a leak! That's what it... Oh, and it's meant for Farfetch'd to raise his critical hit ratio. Gotcha. Mawile! Whatever the heck Mawile is. Oh, piss. There we go. Something isn't affecting me. Is he trying to use a ghost type on me or something? What the heck would normal type not be affected by? Because... Yeah, he's just Wait, hold on. He has a person berry. Is that why he's not affected by something? Can't imagine that'd be an issue. Alright, let's see here. Pokeball, go! Hey, I caught him a while. Nah, I don't even know what the hell that is. I'm never gonna use it. Okay. So before anything else happens. And this could be interesting, because I remember we're about to go into Diglet's Cave, which is mostly Diglets. Almost entirely Diglets. There's a couple other things in there. I'm trying to remember what it is, what is in there specifically. Because there's something... Because mostly Diglets, there's one other Pokemon type that's in there, and then you have Dugtrios, which are the upgraded version of Diglett. And Dugtrios are like the level 26 things, which are going to be a bit hard for Zigzagoon to deal with. And I don't know if I'll be able to get... Ooh, Seadra! Okay. Is confusion gonna kill it? Oh no! Damn it. I should have put in, Glalie. Fuck. That really sucks. I wanted a Seadra. So Seadra has apparently taken the place of Diglet. Yeah, friggin' Kadabra's thing is just too strong. I think I'm gonna actually level grind my stronger Pokemon here a little bit for right now, because I mean level 30 is not a bad place to have my my 2 strongest guys right now, but I'm gonna need to get that up even higher at some point, so I might as well just work on it now. Future Sight, no. I don't even know what that does. From what I do understand about it, it's basically just like you get a bonus against the next attack, and it's things like that are just wastes of turn to me. So I'll just preface this right now. This is going to be the rest of the part. I'm going to be level grinding. I'm not even going to try. I'm not even going to go on to the SSN at the moment because yeah, there's just no reason. Well, I won't get through it is the reason. Yep, so I'll have him doing that. What does Sidebeam do? Will Sidebeam kill those guys in one hit? Yep. So while I'm doing this, because I thought of it earlier while I was talking about, like, wanting a Gyarados, what kind of Pokemon I generally have in my team. Because I do play, I still do play, go back and play the original, like, red and blue versions and stuff, and yellow version and everything. And I'm going to be honest with you, one of the first things I generally do in those games is cheat to get myself a Zapdos really early on. Because I don't like having to wait till getting Surf to being able to go and get the Zapdos from the power plant. I mean, on a regular playthrough, obviously I will do that. But I really like having Zapdos as early on as possible, because, like I said, he's my freaking absolute favorite Pokemon. Like, I'm not even kidding, I love... Like, you guys remember listening to me and hearing how excited I was, like, how over the freaking moon I was when I found, like, there was randomly a Zapdos in the starting Pokemon I could get. And then another one later on. Which also confused me, but never mind, I have 2 Zapdoses now. Maybe I can breed them and get like an Uber Zapdos. I don't know. But as for, like, some of the other Pokemon that make it into sort of my ultimate team, roleplay? Come on, Kadabra, save that for the bedroom. If I don't know what it is, I'm basically just not even gonna bother trying to learn it. So, as for other Pokemon that make it into my, my elite team, I guess, Zapdos is obviously the cornerstone. And, for the, again, I also, like I said, I also have Gyarados in there. Because I just really like Gyarados. He's a little bit not set up to take on electrical types. Like, that's the biggest, gripe I've heard against him. But for me, I'm more about, like, having a variety of typings. Because the basic strategy, and again, I don't compete, so I'm not the person to talk to about, like, oh, what do you do for competition standard? Don't fucking ask me, and I'm not even remotely up on current Pokemon or anything past Gen 2, so I double not qualify for that. Oh crap, a Magmar! Well, now we know what took the place of the level 29 Doug Trio that apparently stalks these halls. Okay. It didn't actually do as much damage as I thought it did, so that's fine. But yeah, so I'm not... For me, it's not for competition standard. For me, it's just, like, you know, what I prefer to use for the main game. So like I said, Zapdos, Gyarados. I've heard he's not optimized for taking on electric types, but my answer to that is, well, then use a different Pokemon for electric types. That's why there's a bunch of different types. It's a paper, scissors, rock thing. I mean, it's really nice if, like, the 2 types kind of cancel... Like, Zapdos is. Zapdos is immune to both, Zapdos is immune to ground-type moves, because he's a flying type. But since he's electric type, he would normally be really, really vulnerable to ground-type moves. I'm gonna take him out before I run out of points with that move, or with his moves. So yeah, Zapdos has a couple benefits in that direction. He also takes less damage from electrical because he has the electric type. So instead of being super effective, it's listed as not very effective. Or at least it was in the original game. I don't know if it's still... I don't know if they changed that in Gens 2 and onward. But I know in Gen 1, like, electric type was just... Every time he had an electric type cast on him, it's not very effective. The only thing that I remember that could do hardly anything to Zapdos in Gen 1 was rock type. So as long as you didn't have Zapdos going up against a rock type, you were basically golden. But for, but Gyarados doesn't have that advantage. He's Type 1 Water, Type 2 Flying. So he is a bit vulnerable to electric for that reason. Still, he's quite good in a lot of different ways. Very powerful, can use a variety of different moves. I mean, stat-wise, his scaling's fantastic. Special's really good. And again, the one thing I do really like about him is he can learn the couple Dragon-type moves that you have. Which means you don't necessarily need to go out of your way to get Dragonite or anything. I don't really have a Dragon. I use Gyarados as my Dragon type because he can just use Dragon type moves. But he can also use Water and Ice and I think And he has Bite, which is a really powerful move. There's no Dark type in Gen 1, so it's not Dark type yet. But he still learns Bite, which is a powerful move in its own right. So Gyarados is generally my second one. The third one I normally go for... Oh, I forgot to specify. Yeah, I get Gyarados as early as I can catch a Magikarp, and then that's the other time I do this, outside of Abra, is when I'm trying to get my Magikarp up to become a Gyarados as quickly as possible. Which brings me to my third Pokemon that I get, which is Abra. I catch an Abra, I make it a Kadabra, and then I just, I cheat to make it an Alakazam. There's a cheat code that you can take off the restriction for its evolution, and I totally use that because I think it's fucking stupid. You have to trade. There's actually a way to trade between, emulators using that thing, but I've never used it. I've never gotten it to work, really, and I don't feel like going way the hell out of my way to make it work. So I cheat to take off the thing for Kadabra and Alakazam, and then I just go with that direction. So that's my third Pokemon, is Alakazam, eventually. Fourth type Pokemon, I go with Rhydon, just because Rhydon's really good in tanky. And I need it, it's nice to have a good rock ground type Pokemon for dealing with electric types, or for dealing with dealing with flying actually, because flying normally is good against ground, but it's not actually that good against Rhydon himself because of the rock type, and rock throw works really well. So that's generally number 4. Then number 5 is a bit of a mixed bag, because I have a few different things I might potentially put there. I've used Exeggutor before, because I just really like Exeggutor. But again, I'm not a fan of the plant types in general. So frequently I don't have Exeggutor there. I'm trying to think about who I normally do have there. Because I'm blanking on who I know. I'll tell you who my last one is. You're gonna hate the last one. I'm assuming most of you. Maybe, oh my gosh, it's not optimal. Blah, 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 blah. And you're gonna probably talk in the comments about how terrible the Pokemon he is. I really don't care. But as for number 5, I'm trying to remember who I generally have there. Yeah, I'm blanking on this. I might have to actually look at a list. And actually, hold on. Oop. Sorry, I'm just going to look this up really super quick, and I will... Because we're running a little bit over time on this, but I want to finish up my little rant I'm on before I go. Oh, I just remembered. The Pokemon number 5 that I get is generally Snorlax. And the reason I go for Snorlax... Yeah, I figured that out. Oh crap! He got poisoned again! I forgot that thing had poison. Damn it! The reason I generally go for Snorlax is because, hands down, he's got the highest attack and pretty close to the highest defense. He also has a lot of HP. I think he's highest in HP as well. But you get HP and you get takedown or tackle or whatever that thing is. I think it's takedown. But you do that and he can do a lot of damage. And again, his special is fairly high as well, or he can make it high with Amnesia anyway. And that was back in the days when special attack and special defense were just special. But basically the reason I have him is because in Gen 1 Psychics were kind of OP. Psychic types, there wasn't a lot that could do anything. They hadn't come out with Dark type yet to really deal with Psychics effectively. So you kind of had to either have a really powerful Psychic type like Alakazam, or just something with a fairly high special that could tank it, and then just hit it with something that it wasn't directly strong against. Ghosts were, I think, supposed to originally be good against Psychic, and they were in the show, but they botched it, and Ghosts ended up being weak to Psychic type, so you couldn't do that. Snorlax, however, because of his high special, and the fact that he had so much HP, and the fact that he was normal type, so not really vulnerable to Psychic, he could do tons of damage to Psychics, who were generally fairly low in HP. So that was the way I was able to deal with things like Alakazam, or any others, or Jinx or anything like that. Any powerful Psychic types people threw against me, I just sent Snorlax. Because he could just wreck them. And then my sixth one, and this is the most controversial one. I know you guys are gonna hate, like, scream at me, like, why'd you pick this guy? It's Charizard. Don't ask me why. I just always freaking love Charizard. I pick Charmander as my starting Pokemon every single time. Some might say that, you know, Blastoise is better, and you can take Blastoise over Gyarados and be just fine. And then, like, I recommend Arcanine, who I do like Arcanine, and I have used him before. And outside of any of the starters, I probably would put Arcanine in that spot just because I want to have at least one fire type for various reasons. But no, I like Charizard. Yes, he should have been a Dragon type instead of Flying type for the final. It should have been Type 1 Fire, Type 2 Dragon for this, you know, Charizard himself. They didn't do it. They botched it. Whatever. He still rocks. His Fire type attacks can do a lot of damage. He gets really decent stat bonuses. And again, if you use him appropriately and only against things he's strong against, he can be really, really powerful. So that's my general team that I go with, just to throw that out there and buy time. But now we've gone a bit over, so next time we'll kind of go further on from there. And as you can see, my Pokemon, I wasn't even paying attention to how many levels I was gaining or what was happening. So Zapdos is now level 34 with over 100 hit points. Well over 100 hit points, in fact. Still hasn't learned anything outside of, like, Thunder Wave and Agility. Actually, did he start with those? No, he started with Peck and Thundershock, and then he learned those two as he went. So I don't know. I'm going to have to see what's going on with him. Kadabra, I might do a little bit more with next time just at the start. Just to get him up to level 36 so he becomes Alakazam. Because as you can see, his special attack is already obscenely high, and he's got good speed. So this is why I almost always pick Alakazam as one of my Pokemon. So I will deal with that next time, getting him up, maybe get Slowpoke up a little more, and more importantly, we will tackle the SSN and kill all the trainers in there. Maybe we'll get to Lieutenant Surge, maybe not, I don't know. But in the meantime, thanks as always for watching, guys. I was Ben, and this was Pokemon LeafGreen Nuzlocke Randomizer. See you next time, everyone.